Good morning, guys. So today is my last day in New York. I'm going back for winter break. So I thought I would tell you why I enjoyed the New York campus way more than the Shanghai campus, and that's my home campus. But before I do that, I thought I would go get some coffee first and show you a bit around the neighborhood. I know I haven't uploaded any videos this semester because I'm worthless and I'm a piece of trash, but yeah, I've got some videos coming up, so let's start this one. Okay guys, what's up? I am doing this video once again. I filmed this thing like 3 times. This is my 3rd time doing it because the first time I was not smiling and I did not look happy, and it was literally 18 minutes of me looking sad. And I'm not sad when I'm talking about this because I love to talk about cities that I've traveled to in New York and Shanghai and my school experience. Like, it's so fun and exciting, but my face is so used to just going like this, like, yeah, like, so I've had so much fun here at New York. It's been a blast. Like, that's how I really looked like, and it looked like I was lying. So I decided to refilm this, and I decided to make myself look a little bit happier. And not that I'm not happy, but it's like, how do I project that so everyone knows that I'm happy? So I'm gonna start off like that, and yeah, so let's get going. Oh, next week or in the next few weeks, hopefully I will have a video about why you won't like New York and people's opinions about why they didn't like New York that I've talked to. So watch out for that. Also probably see some of my stuff because I am leaving today. I'm literally leaving in 2 hours from now. So hopefully that gives me enough time to edit it and everything. So let's get started. So I want everyone to know that this is my opinion, and this is pretty biased for lots of reasons. One, I've always wanted to come to New York. I've always been waiting to come. So like, of course this is gonna be a bit biased, and I'm like, But this is not to say that any of the things I say here does not mean that I didn't like Shanghai or I don't like China or anything. It's really just a matter of perspective, and it's really just a matter of my opinion and how much fun and what kind of experience I've had here compared to Shanghai. So to begin with, I've had my own place. As you can tell, I'm not in NYU dorms. Thank God. NYU dorms in general suck. You have so many people in one tiny spot, and they're all your same age, so no one really sees each other as an authority figure, so people get really dirty and messy, and it's disgusting and it's annoying, because even though I'm not the cleanest person, when I'm with other people, all of a sudden I'm a little bit cleaner because I think of other people. You can come back to a place when you're in this crazy big city with people being rude and people asking you to buy things and
just ask for a donation for the record, then you gotta give me a tip.
Advertisements and everything. Like, it can be overwhelming, and so coming back to a spot or a room that's all your own and just for you to breathe and be yourself and not have to talk to somebody, not have to feel like you continuously need to update your life with that person or something, you know? I know a lot of times roommates want to be best friends, and it's a little awkward if you're not, so it is nice not to have to put on a front or facade or whatever you want to call it, and just be able to come back to your own room and just chill. So also, besides that, it really grounds yourself. I'm in West Harlem, East Harlem, West Harlem. So I'm in West Harlem near Cooney, and that really gives me a different side to things. The architecture here is so much different than around NYU, and is so different than Chelsea or Times Square or FIDI. That's really been able to shift my perspective. I don't see the same things every day. And speaking of grounding, I also got an internship and a job. So I work at a donut shop and I am an intern at a model agency, and that really let me ground myself. It really let me see how real people live. I also interacted with real people who live in the city or are tourists. It wasn't just the student perspective, it just wasn't my little bubble of education, which can really be taxing. It can be mentally and emotionally taxing, and I feel like living in a different part of the city, having a job, having your own room, it's really been like the best semester emotionally and mentally for me. And so then it really just lets you experience something totally different than if you were experiencing it through being tired all the time because your roommate's loud and wants to stay up till 2 every day. I don't think I would have liked New York that much or as much if I had loud roommates and a terrible room. Also, the New York campus has so much more room, although there's not a real campus, there's just like multiple buildings, but in those buildings you do have places you can study, you do have many buildings to choose from that you can study. You can get free coffee in some of the buildings, you can really just hibernate in some of the buildings. It's not just a monotonous schedule every day. Like in Shanghai, I feel like my schedule is so planned. So here I really don't feel like I'm tied to school. I don't feel like I'm a full-time student, but I don't feel like I am doing school full-time mentally and emotionally. I'm taking breaks, I'm experiencing new things, and that's really just because the city is much more dense, and so it's so walkable. It's so easy to walk from Soho to Times Square. I've done that several times for some reason. But you can walk between all these different districts in Manhattan, and it's a different vibe every few streets, and so I really enjoyed that. In Shanghai, I've always felt like I had to take the metro, and so when you go underground and then pop up somewhere and then have to go underground and pop up somewhere, you kind of feel like a whack-a-mole that you're just like popping in, and then I like to get a sense of the city from the ground perspective, being able to walk around. As I was editing this video, I realized that when I was talking about New York and having more opportunities to explore and you aren't feel like you are stuck in the campus, I also forgot that I really wanted to point out that in New York it's a lot easier and less stressful, at least for me, because knowing that if you mess up a friendship or you mess up a group of friends, it's not the end of the world, you know? In Shanghai, everybody's gonna hear about that. You messed up a friend or they messed up you, well, now the school knows. And you think I'm lying, but some people that I've never talked to, I know like their drama. And that's a really weird feeling, especially when those traumatic times or dramatic times are sometimes things you want to keep personal. You don't want everyone to know about that, because then they might see you in a different light than you actually are. There may have been stressful times or whatever. And here, you really do have the opportunity to jump around in every group and just try different things. If people don't like you, you don't like them, that's totally fine. You just move along with your life and your day, and it works out, you know? Sometimes in Shanghai, especially the later part of my sophomore or freshman year, was that I was pulling back more and more, socially and personally, that I just wasn't willing to talk to people as much. I didn't want to give out so much information because I was like, I didn't want to just make frivolous friends. I wanted like real friends, and then it was also, I didn't really want people to hear. I know that sounds really paranoid, and it honestly is paranoid. I should have just lightened up and made friends, because I'm honestly not gonna see 90% of the people, and 90% of the people won't see each other anyways after college. It's pretty typical of what high school is, and I should have lightened up, which is something good to think about when I go back. You really know everybody in Shanghai. Here it is You are just a piece of dirt rumbling through the city, and honestly, I kind of enjoy that little bit of anonymity and also a bit of you never know what's gonna happen. You never know who you might meet or who you might be friends with. You could be talking to someone in the coffee shop for like an hour. So for the last 2 years, I've been counting down being here. A lot of my friends have just been counting down studying away, and I do have a few friends who have been counting down New York, and that's me. I've been counting down since I got accepted to study here because this was my first campus that I wanted. And so when I got accepted into New York, NYU Shanghai, I really kind of felt like my self-esteem bubble dropped. It was burst a bit because I did look at my statistics compared to the statistics of NYU, and I was in the middle, and so I kind of felt like, oh, I'm in the middle. I feel like I have a good chance. I'm not like the best, but I'm definitely at least in the range, and so it was crippling. And it's also nice to be able to get the American college perspective, even though NYU as an American college is a lot different than the majority of them. I still get to experience college in America, which is really one of the things that I wanted to do to begin with, because I'm American, so I want to experience college here. So one thing I think that people really didn't like about NYU here is they actually felt more inside the NYU bubble. I don't feel like that, because I really didn't stay in my classes or the buildings too long. I was in the classes, I went to the library, and then I left. But a lot of people felt like they only experienced NYU. I really tried to force myself to go to things that maybe it conflicted with my schedule, in the sense that, oh, I have an exam next week, so maybe I shouldn't go out tonight. I want to remember my college experience as fun and memorable, not just me studying for a test or an exam. And I really think those experiences are a lot more beneficial to me emotionally and mentally, but also professionally, because you can talk about different aspects and different things you did. When you say you went to New York, people are gonna be like, oh my god, what did you do? And if you say, oh, I just stayed in the NYU bubble, I would feel a bit disappointed. I would be like, dang, I really just said that. Another thing, and this is a big one for me, is that I found the classes much more interesting here, and I felt motivated for once to actually study and get ahead of the curve. That's really due to the teachers' expectations. They are really on point here. They let you know like what they expect of you as a student, and that doesn't make it easy. I feel like there's a confusion that if the professors tell you exactly what they expect, then people think that's easy. No, I think that makes it easier mentally, because you don't have to always guess what you're studying, or guess like, is this the right thing to study? Am I putting too much time into this? And then you can focus your real attention on the important aspects, but then that means the important aspects you really need to know. And the teachers here have a lot of great experience. They've been doing whatever they've been doing for a long time, either teaching or I had a professor who worked for Goldman Sachs in the SEC, and then she started teaching. And so she had a lot of real world contributions to the class and told us to remember that, yeah, we're using this concept like this, but in the real world you might use it like this. And that was motivating for me, because this is the first semester that I've actually seen what I've been studying will be useful in my job, or at least in the interview for a job. And there's so many more types of classes you can enroll in here. So I took a human development class, I took a history class, and I took a marketing class. Those 3 classes really gave me a different perspective, and it really showed me that you need to be educated not just in what you're doing in finance or economics or whatever you're doing, but also learning that being educated in different disciplines is very helpful just for your general knowledge, but it also solidifies why you are studying what you're studying. So when I was in history or human development class and I realized there's a lot of things that I found very interesting, but I definitely would not want to do as a career, then I realized, oh, that's why I like finance, or that's why I like studying it at least. And so it made me want to study it more. It's very interesting. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but I definitely do. well, that was all I had to say. I think I hit on everything. Oh, also subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this. Please let me know if this is things you like, if you want me to do more vlogs. I noticed my vlogs in China only get a few hundred views, but I did a vlog in Helsinki and it got over 1,000 views. And so I'm not sure if people just don't really care about watching vlogs for China, or my Chinese vlogs are just boring. Oh, next week or in the next few weeks, hopefully I will have a video about why you won't like New York and people's opinions about why they didn't like New York that I've talked to. So watch out for that. Yeah, so watch out for those videos. Thanks for watching. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, all of those. See you later.